Okay, hello everyone. So for today, we'll focus. I'll start to relay the topic on the seven deadly wastes. Now we start first by looking at the elements of work. So you see, any work or activity we do can be classified into one of three categories. We have the first one, value-added work. And then we have the second one, the non-value added work. And then the third is we have the waste or Muda. Well, traditionally, many organizations attempt to reduce the lead time or performance of their value stream by removing waste from their value added processes. And while this is not necessarily a bad thing, there is apparently far more opportunity in attacking waste or Muda. Now, for something to be referred to as value added, three things must exist. One, the customer must be willing to pay for it. Two, the thing must change in form, fit, or function. And then three, the work must be done right the first time. Now, if any of these three items are missing, the step or process is not value added. Okay. Now we go over to the now in order for us to be able to attack and eliminate waste, we must be able to identify it first thing. So let's discuss what we refer to as the deadly wastes. Okay, we start first with the effects, which is simply work that is less than the level of the customer, both internal and external. What the customer has requested. So for example, of the effects we have rework, scrap, missing parts, wrong parts, and yield loss at startup. So as a point of reference, the waste of defects is also referred to as the waste of correction. And then next, we have the inventory. What about inventory? This is any material or work in hand other than what's needed right now to satisfy customer demand. Now, some examples of inventory waste are excess raw materials, work in process, finished goods and supplies, and spare parts. So probably in a separate video, we'll spend more time learning together about the different types of inventory that we might have on hand, such as cycle stock, buffer stock, and safety stock. Now going over to the over processing. So it's when something's designed in such a way that uses more resources, such as space, energy, or people than is truly required. Sort of like using a sledgehammer to smash a peanut, as they say. Now, this ways of processing is apparently the hardest to understand and learn also to see, since most common root causes are a lack of understanding of the customer needs. Some examples of over processing waste are, as you see, machines that are slower or faster than needed. We have equipment that uses more energy than needed. We have redundant work, such as copying information. We have drilling a hole instead of punching it. And then we also have cleaning something multiple times. Okay. Next, we go to waiting. So you see, anytime there's idle time created because materials, machines, or inspection or information are not readily available for people, then we have a waste. So this waste is usually less visible than the others because it often is replaced by overproduction or busy work. So in fact, um, when waiting becomes visible, it's important to keep people from working just to keep busy, since this busy work often does more harm than good. So some examples of waiting are people waiting for materials. We have an accountant waiting for information to close the monthly books. And then we also have warehouse employees waiting on a forklift. We also have nurse waiting on important supplies to arrive. And then we go to motion, which actually is any movement of people that doesn't add value to the product. So motion, the waste of motion is created by closely studying motion and the time it takes to do a task. It's often possible to improve manual operation times by 30 to 50%. Um, and in addition, eliminating motion waste is a very important part of reducing changeover times. Okay, so some examples of motion is we have here walking, reaching, searching, lifting, choosing, arranging, turning. And then we go to the next waste, the waste of transportation. And this is often confused with the waste of motion, which is the movement of materials that adds no value to the product. Well, another way of saying it is transportation is the movement of material using carts, trucks, forklifts, or simply your arms and legs. And it should also be said that while moving product on a conveyor is not as bad as moving material from one disconnected process to another, it's still conveyance, which is a type of transportation waste, since conveyors are inflexible and require space and energy. Now, some examples of transportation waste are moving finished goods to storage. Well, that's one. And then you also have um, moving work in process to the next step. And then next, we have moving between functional areas. Then we also have moving parts to the line. And then we also have moving items to the quality assurance. And then we have the next one, overproduction. And and this apparently is what lean practitioners commonly refer to as the mother of all wastes, uh, which occurs when we make more products than the customer needs right now. Okay. And the reason we say overproduction is the mother of all wastes is because it often leads to all the other wastes in one form or another. So how? So for example, overproduction multiplies the other wastes such as inventory, and it covers up problems such as waiting or variability in demand, and makes it harder to understand our true capacity. So some examples of overproduction are making extra parts to cover for scrap, forecast production, economic order quantity, lot sizes, piece rate production. What else? We have production done simply to maximize utilization or absorption. Okay. Well, the next slide will get you, hold on. Now, the next slide will just show you the wastes under the services industry. Okay, and then this one too. But we'll go over it in the upcoming videos, each one in detail. So don't you worry. But let's do a time check. We'll stop here for now. And there you have it, darling friends. We'll see you in my next video. But for now, if you enjoyed this one and you'd like to see similar videos in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on more learning videos. By the way, credits to the artist for the music embedded in this video. And thank you so much, and bye for now.